Hey guys, Tina here and welcome to another video. As you can tell from the thumbnail, I have a pretty large book haul yet again to show you. But no excuses, I went to London. In case you missed my vlog, you can check that out. But yes, I went to London and I decided to splurge, and that's what I did. And what you will see is the result of that. And I do not regret one single thing about it. And I will happily do it again whenever I have, the opportunity to do it. So yeah, I will show you the books now because that's what you're here for. So the first book that I got was The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles. This is quite a popular book right now, and I'm currently in the process of reading it. By the time you see this, I will have read it and hopefully feel better about it than I do, about it right now. This is a book about Zoe, who lives in this on a mountain with her mother and brother, and there's a storm coming and it's a snow blizzard, and her mother decides to go on the last minute shopping spree, and she and her brother are left alone at home, and things happen where she has to go out and save her brother, and she comes across this evil man and another guy that sort of tries to deal with that evil guy. And this is a really bad synopsis. And yes, and this mysterious guy has some amazing powers, and that's what the story, how the story begins. I have issues with it right now. Hopefully that will change. But yes, this is beautiful. It has these orange pages, which is really popular right now. I mean, every book that I saw in London had these colored pages, which it's just another marketing trick, and it's really unnecessary, even though clearly I bought it. But I didn't have another option because this is the only version that I had. So even though I probably would buy this one if I had other options, but still. So the next book that I got is actually from Bradley Beaulieu, 12 Kings. In America it's called 12 Kings in Cherokee, but this is the UK version. And I went to this store, Forbidden Planet, which focuses mainly on sci-fi and fantasy books, and they have a lot of signed editions, and I could have gotten this book anywhere, but when I saw it there, I decided I'm gonna buy it there because this one is signed by the author. Now what this is about, you probably heard on many other channels, but it's about this town where 12 kings rule, and there's this girl Seda or Cheda or something like that, I don't know yet, and I think she decides to fight them. So it's a really popular series right now, and I decided to get it, even though I have plenty of series to read, but you have to start new series as well. So this is the first signed book. Then I have sort of the prequel novella of the same series, and it's called Of Sand and Malice Made. Again, I do not know what the American title is because for some reason they do change them. But yeah, this is another signed cover edition, and yeah, I'm really liking it. So I hope the books are as good as the the visualization. Well, what am I talking about? As the covers. I'm stupid here. Another book is Gilded Cage by Vic James. I heard about it on BookTube, not sure where, and I'm not entirely sure what it's about. I think it's modern time, and it takes place in London, and aristocracy has these powers, and that's basically all I know. I'm not sure. I think it was one of those most anticipated books, videos, but now I'm not sure. But I saw it there, and it's yet again a signed copy, so I decided to get it and hopefully like it, but we shall see. So the next book that I got, I actually contemplated on buying for a while now. It has a beautiful cover. I think the story might be really interesting, and I heard some great reviews on it, but I saw it in this beautiful cover, and I had to get it. And it's The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley. Not entirely sure what it's about. It does involve a watch, and yeah, I saw it, and it was those buy two get one book half price deals, and I had to get it. And it has this beautiful cover. I think it's even more gorgeous than a hardcover. When you open it, you get to see this. It's a map of well, it's the center of London, and it's beautiful. So once I get to it, I will let you know what it's actually about, but right now I cannot tell you. Then I got Snakewood by Adrian Selby. This is a book that I actually never heard mention on BookTube or anywhere else. Probably it's a really new one. I didn't even check, but yeah. Anyways, it's a fantasy book and it's about this band of mercenaries that was really famous and really effective. And if you hired them, you were assured that they will do their part, and now they're all retired and aging, I think, and people are coming after them and they're being hunted, and it sounds really interesting and promising, and I just decided to get it because why not? I want to try something new and something that I've never heard of before. You know, I have to be a bit daring, so yeah, and that's why I got it. Another book that I got is The Waking Fire by Anthony Ryan. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this is about. I heard him talk about it in an interview and it sounded really great, and I know the sequel is coming out, but right now I cannot tell you what it's about. I think it does involve dragons, as one would imagine from this cover, but it sounded really great, so yeah, problems. But yeah, I'm reading his Raven Shadow trilogy right now and I'm really loving it, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this one too. I also got A Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Now this is a retelling of The Goblin King, which honestly I do not know what it's about, but people keep saying it and it sounds like I should know, so yeah, sadly I don't. But this book has been described as really sort of poetic musical, actually. It's how they describe it, and it is a retelling of his Goblin King, which I don't know what that's about or if I'm gonna like it, but it just sounds really interesting, and I again got it for half price, so I decided to get it since I had the opportunity to do it. I also got A Conjuring of Light by V. Schwab, which is the last book in her Shades of Magic trilogy. And I knew that, you know, I was going to be in London and that I could get it there for a half price or one of those deals, so I didn't get it online. Now, there's an issue that I have with Victoria Schwab, and the thing is, while I'm reading her books, I love them. You know, I love the writing, I love the story, and they just pull me in. And I usually give them a high rating, but like a month after, you know, I read them, if I think about them, they lose their charm, and I just don't see the magic of them anymore. And I had a bit of an issue, you know, if I'm gonna even buy this book and finish the trilogy, because I just didn't feel compelled to do it. But since, you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I do want to finish the series and see how it ends. So yeah. Does anybody else have issues like those? I mean, not necessarily with her, but any other author. Let me know down in the comments. I don't want to feel alone. But yeah, so this is another book that I got. Now I have another book about mercenaries, and that is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. And this is again about a former band of mercenaries that was really good, but now things are happening, and I think sort of they have to come together and solve a problem. I don't know. I heard Chris from the Reading Roads talk about it, and I really liked it, so I got it. And yeah, we shall see how it compares to Snakewood, actually, because the premise sounds slightly similar. So the last book that I got was sort of a surprise, because I didn't expect to even, you know, see it in this edition, let alone get it. Because usually when you know, see fantasy books, a lot of times they come up with the large paperback first, and then a year later you get the trade paperback. And I was really surprised when I saw it in trade paperback, and I just decided to get it, even though it's sort of a continuation of one of previous trilogies, so it's really silly that I got it. But the book that I'm talking about is actually Sins of Vampire by Brian McClellan, and this is book 1 in his new trilogy called Gods of Blood and Powder, and it's a continuation of his Powder Mage trilogy, which, as I mentioned, I haven't read yet, but I do plan to do it this year. And I don't know, I started actually the previous trilogy last year, but for some reason put it down because I think just other books, you know, were more important at the time. But these books have a really interesting magic system that involves gunpowder, and I really liked what I read, so I'm sure I'm gonna love this too when I get around to reading it. So as you can tell, I had a really fantastic trip, and you know, I actually had to restrain myself because I could buy lots and lots and lots more of the books that I saw. But yeah, I really enjoyed myself, and I'm really happy that I got these books, and I'm really happy that you managed to watch this video. So thank you for doing that, and see you in my next one. Bye!